My dream of being child-free had to change when my best friend unexpectedly left this world after they were in a tragic car accident. And now I have their 11-year-old daughter to look after. I had posted a few times before about my fiancé and I, mainly about me not wanting kids, our engagement, the love we have for each other, the previous video posted on the Tattletale. For the most part, my posts have had happy endings, but this one just isn't a really happy one. Soon after my engagement, my best friend since elementary school and his wife passed away in a car accident, leaving behind their 11-year-old daughter, Amy. Amy is my goddaughter, but we do refer to each other as niece and Tia. I've been there for her whole life, and she has always been one of my favourite people and still is. It's been a really hard several months since the accident, and everyone is having a tough time. I have spent most of my life with my best friend in it more than without him. Our parents are best friends due to us being friends first. I refer to his mum as Mama, his last name, and his dad as Papa, his last name, and he did the same with my parents. My siblings were his siblings. He was an only child. We went to events and concerts together a lot, so multiple times since he passed, I've subconsciously bought him a ticket, forgetting that he wouldn't be able to use it. I introduced him to his wife in high school. We were the only two openly nerdy cheerleaders at our school. They got pregnant young and I was there to help. I even went so far as to stop eating food she couldn't eat because I could tell being pregnant was not fun for her. I was at the hospital because she was scared and asked me to be close by. I was the first non-blood family member to see Amy. I say all this because he and his family are indeed my family. So then passing was a huge hit for everyone, especially for Amy. Now, the month when it happened, Amy went to stay with her grandparents. Luckily, we all stay in the same big city, so the farthest any one of the family is from the other is an hour at most, and that's mainly due to traffic. The issue, though, is that her grandparents are much older, 70s compared to my parents' 50s, so while they do very much love her, they are already at that point where they themselves need help. Plus, they just lost their only son and daughter-in-law. Amy's mum's parents are out of state and they also didn't believe moving her to them and away from everyone she knows was the right thing either. Her grandparents overall didn't think Amy staying with them was the best for her, and they relayed that to my parents, who then mentioned this to me. So after talking to my fiancé about it, as well as talking about it in therapy, which included me, my fiancé, and both our therapists, we came to the conclusion that we would be happy to take her in since we are financially capable, have the space, and we also just love her so much. Before the accident, she was realistically at our house at least 3 times a week. She is the reason why I even have an art room, since it was an activity we always did together, even at 11. She's a fantastic artist. When we approached her grandparents, they were completely on board with the idea, and I do think that a part of them had hoped we would take her without them asking us directly, hence the comment to my parents. However, when we approached the idea to Amy, she was hesitant. It turns out that she is aware that I never wanted kids and is afraid that I will hate her for having to raise her. Thus, it 100% broke my heart that she felt that way, and I tried everything to convince her that was wrong. In the end, I told her the truth. I will never be able to replace her mum or her dad, and I have no plans to. Her parents made me her godmother because they knew that I would love and care for Amy the way they loved and cared for her. I could never hate her. My fiancé even pointed out that I was the one who had the idea to foster her. But I also had to stress to her that this is a new situation for all of us. We are all grieving together, and we are all jumping into this new living situation together. So there will be mistakes, but there will also be a lot of love. We also put her in therapy, which she has been very hesitant about, but after finding out that my fiancé and I are both regularly in therapy, she felt a lot more comfortable. My fiancé has been great through all this and my absolute rock. He was also very close to my best friend. My best friend was going to be his groomsman and was the second person my fiancé asked after he asked his brother to be the best man. My best friend was the type of person who would see something and say, "This looks like something so-and-so would like, so I'm going to buy it for them." So some days, I will catch my fiancé staring at one of those many gifts for a long time, or he will say something like, "I hope they both knew how much I loved them." We hold each other tighter now when we hug and kiss longer than before. When I asked about Amy living with us, my fiancé was shocked and wasn't sure how he felt since change was happening. Lightning fast with the engagement, then the accident, and now with Amy. So I didn't bring it up again until he did a week later with. I thought about it, and I think it would be good for all of us. But let's get our therapist together to make sure we aren't jumping the gun because we love her. Amy moved in right after Thanksgiving. All the families got together for the holidays with her to remind her that she is never alone. She has her mum's family out of state, but they call often. Her dad's family, my fiancé's family out of the country. To mine is my fiancé's brother and his wife. And let's not forget all our friends and their families. There was a lot of crying, but a lot of laughing too. Her living with us is a huge adjustment, but nothing we can't handle. She has always been a sweet girl and very bubbly and loud. Since the accident, she obviously has been a lot more withdrawn and quiet. But I am seeing sparks of herself come back briefly and slowly. We had to switch her therapist a few times, but this current one is definitely helping a lot. Amy really likes her too. Her grades did slip a bit, but my fiancé has made it a point to do homework with her every day. And it made her cry the first few times he did it. He asked her if she wanted him to stop, but it turns out that it just reminded her of her dad. So it really meant a lot that her Tia was so willing to help her too. I was expecting some rebelling, but that hasn't happened yet, lol. Actually, she has been doing the absolute most. She would clean up after us before we had a chance to do it ourselves, or try to do things for us that seemed a little out of character. After some prodding, it turns out it was because she is afraid we would get rid of her if she upset us or did something wrong. We have stressed that in no way has that even crossed our minds. We are here for her, and unless she wants nothing to do with us, we will continue to be here for her through the good and bad. But let me tell you, I cried so much that night, feeling terrible that she felt that way. I want her to know that our love is unconditional, and it always has been. We are also in the process of setting up a trust for her. Her parents left behind money, and there is money coming in from their insurance policies too, so all that is going in that trust for her. I will also help supplement this trust. Plus, my fiancé, even though I stress that he doesn't need to. Neither myself nor my fiancé will touch this trust. When she turns 18, she will have access to use the money for college if she decides to go, and a set amount will be available every month to live on. If she decides not to go, then she will still have access to a set amount every month. Side note, we would prefer she go to college and will encourage it, but her dad didn't go to college and did well as an artist, and we see that she has his talents, so we just want to be supportive of any decision she makes. When she turns 21, she will have access to the full trust to use as she wishes, but we will do our best to ensure she is responsible with it when the time comes. At the end of the day, she will be an adult, and we have to trust she will be responsible when she has access to the money. I also want to say we didn't come to this decision on our own. We consulted with all 4 sets of grandparents, and this was what we all thought was the best approach, as well as help from a lawyer. When Amy is a little older, we will discuss this with her. But for now, she's still so young and dealing with a lot. Some nights I sleep with her in bed, with my fiancé sleeping on the floor by the bed, because she cries herself to sleep and she feels so alone. I don't know if that feeling will go away anytime soon. I think about how I'm in my 30s and I still can't imagine not having my parents. So I really have no idea what she is feeling. The best I can hope for is that I can help the pain just a little bit. Amy's mum was going to be my bridesmaid, and I was going to have Amy be the flower girl. I think I'm going to ask Amy if she would prefer to be my bridesmaid. Amy looks so much like both her parent, and I see so much of their personalities in her. A part of me feels like having her up there with me will make me feel like her parents are up there with me too. And I never once imagined getting married without either of them by my side. All planning stopped the moment of the accident for that reason. And even now typing this is me crying that they won't actually be there. But also, that's a lot of pressure to put on Amy. I don't want to tell her all that. I do want to give her the option to be my bridesmaid if she wants. And if she doesn't want to, then that's also okay, because she is still going to be part of my wedding. I won't even bring this up for a while because I still am not in the headspace to plan the wedding. Right now, there is no real reason why I'm posting this. I tried a couple times to write out what happened, but each time I broke down or deleted it. I think I just want to vent. Or just feel better. Maybe to get validation that we are doing the right thing and not messing Amy up. One step at a time, I guess. Edit. I'm seriously overwhelmed by all the comments. I was trying to respond to every single one, but now I'm falling behind because there are so many. Low, if I don't respond to your comments, still know that I really appreciate your support, love, and kind words. I wish I could hug every single one of you. I don't know what I was looking for posting here, but I feel immensely grateful I did because you have all shown me so much love and support. I'm just a crying mess, but just know it's definitely happy tears because I now feel like I am doing the right thing for Amy. Thank you all so much.